Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Flying Solo with Kat. And I know I said on my Light of the Jedi audiobook, if you guys did not watch that, go watch that, that I wasn't going to do an episode this week because I just got back from my trip and I didn't know if I was going to have time to kind of get everything together. But on Tuesday night, I was in my hotel room, I was chilling, and I was not thinking of what time it was. And I opened Twitter and I just saw everyone's reactions of, oh my God, what just happened? I don't know what I'm like. I'm crying. I was like, oh no. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it Tuesday night, and I did see some spoilers, which was totally my fault. I should have just not looked on Twitter, but I had a couple of notifications and things I needed to respond to, so I wanted to make sure to get those and not leave those unread. But I did see a couple of spoilers, so I was kind of expecting, I knew what I was expecting for this episode, but on Wednesday, I finally decided to actually sit down and kind of carve out some time to watch it. And oh my God, there is a lot to talk about in this video, which is why I want to get it out. And I don't want to postpone it to next week because it is just, I need to talk about it now or my head's going to explode. So this will be major spoilers. I don't want you guys to get spoiled. If you haven't seen it, I mean, what are you doing? Go watch it. And yeah, so sit back, relax, and let's talk about episode 5 of The Acolyte. So Osha wakes up and, makes sure that Pip is okay, which I thought was really cute. And it is a complete lead in to episode 4. We really don't have any time to that time has passed or it just is immediate. So one of the things I do would like to do is watch the show all together in its entirety, all in one sitting, because I do think this show is going to be really, really good, just all together. I'm quite honestly, I think I'm kind of with everyone when now, okay, I love Star Wars content and I will take anything that I can get. And a lot of people put their heart and soul into this, but I do think it would have been better as a movie. I do. I really, really do. I think the only thing that's good about a TV show is that you can always have a second season. With a movie, there's a lot less time um, just we're thinking about the industry and even money to make a sequel or a second, Acolyte 2, right? So there's pros and cons to when you have a TV show and a movie, but I do think that this would be really, really good as a movie. So I will have to rewatch it and do all of that. So we have these unnamed Jedi that are just dying left and right, and I'm like really, really scared. And Osha tries to stun, which she tried at least. I'll give her that. And unfortunately, it doesn't work. But Soul actually saves Osha, which I thought was really, really cool. May is just chilling in Cal Naka's hut. I don't know what she's doing, but she does end up fighting Jackie, and I really did like that fight scene. The choreography, I feel like, is a kind of a culmination from episode 1 and this episode. Just it all comes together really, really well. And I thought that was great. I really liked May fighting Jackie. And then Jackie basically decides to fight the Sith. I think dual wielding Jackie was really, really cool. It gave me major Ahsoka vibes, but it wasn't like, oh, that's Ahsoka. Like, no, that was Jackie. But I like that we see more dual wielding, because I feel like we don't. We have Maul, we have Ahsoka. That's it. And with Maul, I don't even really count that because his is one big lightsaber, which is cool in and of itself. But Ahsoka's really the one that does it. you know? So I thought that her dual wielding was very, very cool. And I was kind of shocked when she died. I knew it was going to happen because everyone's reactions that I liked on Twitter were the same ones. We all had the, oh, oh, like it was, I did not think they were going to go that hard. I had a chat with some of my moots, after I watched that episode 5, and we were talking about how brutal the death was. And it's very rare that Star Wars goes that route, especially with young children. I mean, that was Soul's Padawan. And she was a little bit younger than Osha, maybe the same age, but I believe she was a little bit younger. And I was not expecting her to die. I really wasn't, because Jackie, so many people love Jackie. I mean, justice for Jackie. But I was shocked. I didn't really expect them to go that hard with it. What really got me, though, I mean, I was almost crying. I was tearing up. I knew it was going to happen, though, so I think that's why I wasn't like completely shocked, but I gasped out loud. Um and basically we find out that Kumar is the Sith, and I love that choice. I think I might have talked about it in episode 3 and 4, that review, and I kind of said that it might be him, and I didn't really care either way. I'm happy that it's him. Just phenomenal job from just the actors, but just how he was able to switch from just Quamar to the Sith was really freaking cool. And seeing him there, and what got me was, what was its name? I was like, oh, you did not. Like in front of Soul. And I was like, there's no freaking way. So I was shocked. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, I was shocked. Y'all get that. But I loved the introduction that Kumar had, kind of being unmasked. And I felt like it was done well. Also, the mask is being now sold by Hasbro, and it might be the next mask I get. I don't know. We shall see. But they did announce that, and I'm really excited because overall, the helmet is really, really freaking cool. That I will talk about the Knight of Ren theory in just a second, because I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I'll talk about theories more towards the end. But what I found was interesting was that his helmet is called cortosis. And this is from the official Star Wars website, and it says, originally pulled from Legends lore, the cortosis that is used from the Stranger's helmet and the gauntlet is rare ore that has the ability to disrupt lightsaber blades. Despite its protective qualities, it is not as durable as Beskar. I love this. I'm using cortosis in every one of my fics from now on. Thank you. I love it. Because Beskar was always so boring to me. It's okay, it's armor against lightsabers. That, to me, that's boring. I don't like it. I think Mando, like the Mandalorian culture, kind of using it to build their armor, I like that. I'll be a little bit nicer to it, but cortosis, like being able to, basically how we saw, I believe it was either Jecki or Yord kind of swipe at it, and then it just completely turned off their lightsabers. Like this weird cackle, and then it just stopped. And I was like, okay, that's freaking cool. That is way cooler than Beskar. And I like that it has no plot armor as well. It even says here, like, it's not as durable as Beskar, but you are able to turn off your enemy's lightsaber. Because that's the whole thing, right? Like, not every Mandalorian can cover themselves in Beskar. And, their blade is still on, so they could cut off hands that are not covered, legs. If you reach out, they can get an area. And with cortosis, like, that completely stops your enemy from their weapon. And for one, it shocked me when I saw it. but it would shock whoever's wielding the blade that uses it, right? Which then gives you the opportunity to subdue your enemy. So I thought cortosis was freaking cool. And seeing that in live action, I hope they utilize it, or just kind of give a canon reason as to why we kind of haven't seen it. Like, it's super rare, or they did say that Beskar was more durable, so maybe that's why they tend to use Beskar instead of cortosis. So I thought that was really, really cool. Quamar's whole thing is he wants freedom to will the Force and wants a good acolyte. Again, we will get into the Knights of Ren theory, but this kind of checks out, um, as well as like the Sith and what we see the Sith are in the prequels. They want Palpatine, especially. Now, Palpatine's kind of a different calibre, mainly because he had so many contingency plans and he planned for everything. He had Maul, he lost Maul, he had Dooku, but then he had Ventress, and Ventress can, go up against, with Dooku, up against Palpatine, so Palpatine got rid of Ventress. And then Maul got, Savage, and Palpatine kills Savage. So it's and then Maul gets Ezra. So each Sith kind of has a contingency plan of their own, but it's the rule of two. We've always kind of gone by that rule of two in mainly kind of all of the movies, especially now with the dyad in the sequel trilogy. That is very much kind of backs up the rule of two. And we even see it with the Great Mothers. I don't remember the actual quote, but it's like, two are stronger than one, or, you guys get me. So it's very much been this two type thing. So whoever Quamar is he a Sith? Is he not? He is definitely trying to build up his strength within the ranks, or kind of create a small army. And I thought that was interesting. Yord dies, and I literally said Yord dies, and then in quotes, man, I can't do this anymore. I was wrecked. I was like, there's no way. And Yord's death was brutal. Like, the next I felt that. Like, I was like, ow, oh my god, that was really, really sad. And I was like, you just killed off two of the greatest characters we've seen in the series. Like, what the hell, Leslie? What are you doing? But I don't know. People were like, no, they got plot armor. Like, they're gonna be fine. And then this episode happens, and we're all like, oh my god. Like, this is crazy. And I think that as well also drew a lot of people in, as well as Kumar and his, rock on muscles. But people kind of realizing, like, the Acolyte, like, oh shoot, okay, like, it's actually serious and it's a little bit darker. I have seen actually a lot of people that wouldn't normally talk about the Acolyte Now, is that because Quamar is hot and kind of the internet is swooning over him? Probably. A lot of my side on Twitter is very much just talking about his muscles and how great he is. And I think that's funny. I'm kind of in a weird place on Twitter because I'm very much like part of the mainstream Star Wars fandom. And then, so I have half of that. And then my other half is Kylux, very shippy stuff. Especially the people that I talk to and converse with. We mainly focus on Kylo and Hux, which is great. It's great for me because I love that community so much, but it's funny because not a lot of them were talking about the Acolyte. So I had one end that everyone was talking about the Acolyte and all of that, and then I have this other end that hasn't really tried the Acolyte. They didn't know if they should watch it or not, and I was trying to get most of them. Some of them did watch it, which I've been chatting with, but after them seeing Quamar and him being there with his muscles and all kind of Kylo Ren-ish, they were like, oh, maybe I should check out this show. And I said, you know what? Like, I don't even care. Like, watch the show. I'm glad that at least this will introduce you to the Acolyte. So thank you, Leslie, for putting in hot men, so a lot of people can enjoy it. And I just thought that was funny. So of course the weird bug things take Quamar, and Osha sacrifices Pip. I mean, we lost Pip. I feel like people are not focusing on that enough. I'm actually like, oh my god, where's Pip? Is he safe? Is he all right? Um, so she, of course, attaches Pip on to Kumar's back, and the weird bug things take him, which I thought was really creepy. I was about to get really sad that he was gonna die, but I was thankfully like he was okay. It just kind of took him out of the fight for a second. May stuns Soul, which I thought was interesting. And we kind of get this kind of calm down scene with Osha and May. I'm still not fully sold on the relationship. I think it's hard because Osha and May have totally different perspectives. And I still feel like with the show we're getting an unreliable narrator, and I don't know what is true and what isn't. May wants to be chosen instead of the Jedi. And of course Osha still doesn't want her at all. And it's odd to me how it's like May will do this, right? And then she'll be like, I just want you back and all of this. And then, Osha says, no, you need to be tried for your crimes and everything. And then it's kind of valid that May kind of gets mad and she was like, fine. And then they kind of fight. And May, of course, stuns Osha. And this is where I'm going to start messing up with the next couple episodes because I don't know what is happening. But May does cut her hair, which is the only thing I was able to kind of differentiate between the two. So now May is posing as Osha. So May is the new Osha, and Osha, of course, gets saved by Quamar. And I'm excited for that. I am not a big Raylo, as y'all know. I wasn't really sold on their relationship in the sense I got it, and I get why people ship it, but it's still like I'm like, okay, like let's see where this goes with Quamar, and I already shipped Quamar and May. That was very I felt okay, they have a connection there. But of course May betrayed him, and I was like, oh girl, no. So I'm interested to see where Osha and Kumar's relationship is. I think it's gonna give major Raylo vibes, and I'm kind of ready for it. I think I'm more open to Kumar and Osha's relationship than I was with Ray and Kylo. So I'm interested to see how that goes, where it will go, and does Osha turn to the dark side? I am praying, I'm hoping, I really hope we do get a switch. Because it really is like yin and yang, with the Acolyte. We're talking about twins. There's so many things that Leslie has utilized with the quote unquote twin theory, and kind of what you can do, what story levels can you go to really show what these girls want, right? So Osha can turn to the dark side. May could end up turning to the light side after maybe Soul confines in May, right? That of what happened, him thinking that it's Osha. And then maybe I would love this if May says, I'm not Osha. I am May, but I need your help to get my sister back. I would like that a lot. I feel like that would kind of make me root for May a bit more, because right now I'm not really rooting for any of them, which is not really good. I'm mainly rooting for Quamar and Soul, but like I should be rooting for May or Osha, so I want to be able to do that. And I think with Osha, she might learn from Quamar what happened to her family, to her sister, and the truth behind that, and what Soul was going to tell her. So I do think it will be that which will cause drama, but quite honestly, like very real and also Soul's fault, because he didn't tell her all of this. So it would be valid for her to turn to the dark side by learning that information. So I just hope it's not immediate and quick, that she has some, we get to see some of her, oh, I don't know. Or we could get a flashback next episode and we can see what really, really happened. And then we kind of get that. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that might happen. I'm going to talk about the Knight of Ren theory right now and why I think he is the first Knight of Ren. So, Kylo Ren's theme plays in a different key, mainly when Kumar walks away, or when Kumar enters a scene. So you can hear it very, very clearly when he's with Osha, kind of in that forest. And it is a different tone, but it is still the same chord progression. And so a couple people were confused by that because they didn't hear the, full on ba 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 ba. It's like that full on chord that is mainly used with Kylo Ren's theme. It is officially Kylo Ren's theme. In Force Awakens, it was what was used to introduce him. You kind of lost that theme throughout The Last Jedi, and then Rise of Skywalker, they didn't really utilize it that well. They went more with the Sith fleet theme. So they kind of mixed in. Kylo Ren's theme kind of became the Empire First Order theme, which I don't like. I actually have a major issue with that Kylo Ren's theme kind of became the First Order theme. I think that's not good. The First Order had a great theme in The Force Awakens, and it was with the French horns, and it was the same note. It was like da 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 da. So that's different than the da 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 da. Those are two very different themes. So the first one was the First Order theme, which we heard in Force Awakens. Second was Kylo Ren's theme. And after Force Awakens, those very much mixed together. And the French horns, I don't know what John Williams, really thought. Maybe because it was a different director or something, and it just didn't call for that theme. But we threw the First Order theme out. That was done. And Kylo Ren's theme kind of became what we heard. Maybe because it was more iconic. I, of course, with Starkiller Base, I am a sucker for the French horns and the First Order theme, the original one. So anyway, I'm sorry this went on a rant, but I think the music just throughout, John Williams uses certain themes to convey certain things. Kylo Ren's theme can be heard when Han and Leia are talking about him. Kylo Ren's theme can be heard when he talks with Hux and Phasma on the bridge. Or even when High Command is talking about Kylo Ren when he's not there. It can still be heard when Rey's talking about him. So it's very much a way as to, okay, wait, that's Kylo Ren, evil guy, right? So when they actively put his theme with Quamar, and I need to go, when the official music, I guess, comes out for these episodes, I need to actually sit down and listen to episodes 5 soundtrack because, realistically, it could be a coincidence. But if it just for a second even feels out of place, or like the composer is telling you, no, this is Kylo Ren's theme, I want you to think when you hear this Kylo Ren, then it's very integral. And that also makes me question why. John Williams has done this thousands of times, but this, of course, is not John Williams. So there has to be a reason. They've done that same chord progression before, but it was changed in a way. And with this chord progression, the only thing that has changed is I don't know music theory, but the basically level that it's at. So it's more kind of flat than a major, I guess. I don't know. But you guys kind of get it to where it's different, but it's still kind of the same. So my theory is that Kumar could be the first Knight of Ren, and that the Acolytes, right, are basically him trying to create kind of a group of acolytes, right? Now, he does use the term, I'm looking for a pupil, not pupils. I'm looking for an acolyte, not acolytes. So it holds up, but it doesn't, which kind of sucks. I want him to be a Knight of Ren. I was telling people on Twitter, I won't be disappointed if he's not a Knight of Ren. I will be overjoyed and basically super super happy if he is a Knight of Ren. But if he's not, I totally understand. There's a lot of canon and things too that people with more information that they knew where kind of the Knights of Ren started with all the comics and stuff, what would have worked and what would have not. So it should be interesting. Hoping he's a Knight of Ren. Probably not. But yeah, so that was my big theory from the episode, and kind of just overall, this episode was kind of crazy. Like, I was pretty shocked of where they went. And overall, I think that it's bad to say, but I want the series to be over so I could have all the answers. Because him being a Knight of Ren, what about Osha and May? What is Soul hiding? What actually happened? Like, even with Jackie and Yord gone, I'm still so invested in this show, and I think that's so good, because when you kill off a character, kind of this early on, it could lose a lot of people. And thankfully, they were really smart about how they did everything. And I'm still fully invested. So, yeah, I think either next episode will be a flashback, or we get some Kumar and Osha interactions. So, anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of the episode. And yeah, I really didn't think I was going to post today, but it was that good of an episode. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next one.